Hello guys, Bud here with Dependable Lawn Care, and just wanted to give you an update on the Great Dane stand-on spreader. So I've got the spreader all mounted up. The only thing I've got left to do is run the power wire and the on-off switch for that. And I've got to come up with some kind of a shield, which I'll talk about that in a minute. And I've also got to bolt down the front end, but the frame on all of this that I fabricated, the paint is still drying, so I'm going to save those steps for later. But I'll show you what I did to mount this on. So I started with a 3/4 inch diameter all thread that runs from this side all the way across, utilizing the mounting point that was already here from the deck. This is where one of the deck arms slid in, and it had a key on the back side, so I just utilized that so I didn't have to modify anything, and added a lock nut on each end. And then once I had that in place, I figured out, you know, how high I needed my spreader, and basically what I wanted to accomplish was I wanted to get the applicating, I don't even know what you call this, I wanted to get the wheel on the spreader above the spindles on both sides, so when it's throwing product, it clears the front of the machine so there's nothing obstructing the path, if that makes sense. So I figured out my height, made this 90-degree piece of pipe right here. I just cut 45 degrees, welded them together to make that L shape, if you will. And then once I had that all in place, had the hopper bolted to it, I made sure that everything was level and square, and then I welded on these, I don't even know what you'd call them, they're 1/2 inch plate, 2 inches wide, and I just had them laying around. I think they were actually some mount up brackets off of my Protero system for the front weight that I didn't need since I'm not using the John Deere for that anymore. And so I welded those on to the all thread and then to the pipe as well. And they already had this slot cut in them, so it's perfect for running a bolt behind the frame here. And so that'll be easy to mount up. You know, all of this is just using stuff that I had on hand. The ATV spreader, the Buyer's ATV spreader, it's a 100-pound hopper. You know, I already had that. I've been running on my setup for a while. I just moved it over to this. So anyways, that's how I came up with all of this. Some other things that I did was on the control for opening and closing the gate, and of course setting your spread rate. The handle was right here, and I added this pipe handle to it just because it makes it nice and easy to grab and operate from the platform. So, you know, you're standing up here to operate, it's right at arm's length. So that's open, that's closed, and then of course you've still got your settings to change how far the gate opens up. And I also added this. It didn't have a rear stabilizer bar for when you're backing up, and I've gotten so used to that on my Ferris mowers that I just couldn't stand not having it. So that was a really easy build. It's all 3/4 inch black pipe. Just got 2 flanges, 2 8-inch, actually 3 8-inch pipes and 2 elbows, and put that all together nice and tight, and then bolted it right to the machine here. So now I have a rear stabilizer for when I'm backing up, which I really needed. And that's about it. That's all I've done so far, you know, other than obviously removing the deck and removing the cover plate on the front. So as I was saying before, I still need to come up with some kind of a shield to go back here, probably from about the bottom of the hopper to, you know, probably just down to the top of that all thread. That way any product that might get thrown back or blown back, you know, strong windy day or whatever, It'll keep fertilizer and grass seed and stuff like that off of the muffler, off of the engine, you know, the frame, all of that. So, you know, when I'm applying fertilizer, I definitely don't want that getting all over everything because it's a corrosive. And so, you know, it's already going to get on some of the stuff up here in the front. And I can rinse that off at the end of the day when I'm done, you know, try to keep that clean. But I just want to get a shield in place so that none of it goes back. Other than that, like I said, you know, running my on-off switch, which that's really easy. Right here's the pigtail for it, and I just need to run it over here to the battery and put my on-off switch somewhere up in here. I might even put it like on the side of this or something, you know, just somewhere close and accessible. It's literally just an on-off switch, and all it does is operates this with an electric motor. So so that sends that turning, and then once that's on, you know, you just open and close your gate. And usually when I'm applying, I just leave that on, just let it run. But anyway, those Buyers ATV spreaders, if you want to get one of those for your four-wheeler, side-by-side, you know, front of your mower, whatever, they're really cheap. I think they're like $130, $140 on Amazon. And I know that may not sound cheap, but it's very cheap compared to some of the other brands. I've seen spreader attachments no bigger than 100 pounds. They might be 125 pounds or something, but spreader attachments that you put on the front of your mower that are designed for that, upwards of $1,000 to $2,000. And if you guys do a quick Google search, you'll see what I'm talking about. They're ridiculous. There's no reason to spend that kind of money unless you're just applying all the time, and you know, I'm not. So anyway, that's where we're at on it. I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's a really fun project, and it's definitely gonna save me a lot of back work, a lot of leg work, and just make overseating and things like that a lot of fun. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Get out there and make some money, and we'll catch you on the next one.